undivided Trinity, send your Spirit into this place and into our hearts, that we may become flames of your presence in this world. Amen. So it is the Feast of the Holy Trinity. But you knew that already. That's probably why you came. There are some feast days that are just irresistible. And this is certainly not one of them. The Holy Trinity has been for a long time, since its inception in the earth, both a blessing and a burden, both a sign of life and a sign of something other than life. You have heard it preached before that this is the only feast day that is about an idea rather than about a person or an event. I know you've heard that preached before because I have preached it. And I'm sorry to say that I was wrong. It is not a good idea to think that all the other feast days are about people and events and not about ideas. And it's not a good idea to preach that the Trinity is about an idea, because it is so much more than an idea. The Trinity is a living reality. It is a report on what we know about what it means to be a human being. That's where it came from, and that's why it still sustains us today. You know that this idea of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, Creator, Christ, and Holy Spirit, was not explicitly laid out in the biblical story. It was born after that. But the gospel lesson that we heard this morning was about as close as Jesus comes to talking about the Holy Trinity, because it's got the three characters of the Trinity in the story. And it's the story of Nicodemus coming to him in the night. It's important to remember that Nicodemus was a very devoted, devout Jew. He was a Pharisee, a member of the Sanhedrin, the governing council. He was devoted to his religious tradition and to the worldview that that tradition embodied. And we're told just before this in the gospel, that people in Jerusalem were listening to Jesus teach, and a lot of people were beginning to believe in him, or were beginning to get it. And it appears that there was a group of Jews, even in the Jewish leadership, who were intrigued by Jesus. Were trying to figure out where they could fit him into their understanding of the world and religion. And so Nicodemus comes to him at night and says, we know that what you're talking about is God. That God has empowered you somehow. So tell us how we're meant to make sense about this. And he says to Nicodemus, and this is the point of the whole story, you must be born again. Well, that seems simple enough. And Nicodemus engages him in a little banter about what does it mean to be born again. And Jesus says, well, the Holy Spirit is forever enabling people to be born again. You are locked into your worldview, locked into the parameters of your religious tradition. You are locked into what you think is the way the world is ordered by God, And you need to get out of it. You need to get out of the box that you're in. And the Holy Spirit will enable you to do that. You can step out, away from all the prejudices that you carry. You can step away from all of the insider, outsider baggage that you carry. You can look at the world freshly. You can see the Creator at work freshly, because the Holy Spirit is at work in the world. The story today ends kind of unsatisfactorily. We don't really know what happens to Nicodemus after that, except that we do know he makes two more appearances in John's Gospel. One is in front of the Sanhedrin, arguing not exactly on behalf of Jesus, but pleading for leniency, you might say, in the Sanhedrin. And then, more importantly, we know that Nicodemus is with Joseph of Arimathea, bringing the oils to anoint Jesus' body when he's laid in the tomb. Nicodemus has been born again. Nicodemus was able to step out of those narrow prejudices and worldview and see God at work in a new way. And that's his importance in our gospel story. He's told initially you must be born again. He is puzzled about what that means, but as the story goes on, sure enough, Nicodemus is born again and becomes a disciple. The Holy Trinity is really born in about the 2nd century of Christian life. It is in the 2nd century that it is first suggested that God is Creator, Christ, and Spirit. And it comes about because the Church has encountered a world which is demanding to know what Christians believe and what they believe about God. They've encountered a world in which they have a strong Jewish presence still attacking them. They have all sorts of pagan religions in the marketplace, crying out for people's attention. And so the question is, you Christians, what do you believe about God? Well, although we think of the Trinity as being complicated, it's not. Those early Christians sat back and they said, well, what do we know? What do we know historically, and what do we know personally, spiritually for ourselves? What they could say about God with absolute confidence was that God is creating, is the Creator, and is constantly creating anew. They just looked around and said, God is creating. And what they knew, both historically and from their own experience, is that Christ is rising from the dead. That Christ is forever being crucified, and Christ is forever rising from the dead. And they knew that for sure. And they knew that there was a spirit loose in the world. It was an uncontrollable spirit, like the wind, you might say, which blew around and brought life and love into the world. And so they said, well, it looks to us that God has these three features, that this is the God we know and we follow. It wasn't really very complicated. It's not complicated for them, and it's not complicated for us. Because you know these things as well. You know that God has created and is creating. You have seen it in your life. You've seen it in the world. You've seen it in intimate moments and in global moments. The creating God is forever at work. And you know that Christ is forever dying and forever rising. Because you yourself have died with Christ sometimes. And you yourself have risen. You know that the Spirit of God, the Spirit of life and love, which blows so mysteriously through the world, is blowing through your life and blowing through the world. Unimaginably, without any control, but there is a spirit loose in the world which is God's Spirit. And so this issue of the Trinity is close to our hearts. And it's inescapable. It is what gives us life. It is what our lives are all about. It is what renews us, what breathes new life into us. It is this power of God always creating and rising and loving. That's why we have life at all. It's blowing through your life in this moment. It's blowing through the life of this place. It's blowing through the world. There's nothing you can do about it. It's the way the world is. And all that we are called to do is to be born again. All that we're called to do is to step away from every other impinging structure which narrows God's grace, which narrows God's definition. To step away from all that narrowness in our lives and to allow ourselves to be born again. 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 Because that's what evolution is. It's everything. It's you, it's me, it's the world, and it is without end. Brothers and sisters, let us together be born again. Let us step away from all that binds us from the full grace of God. Let us become over and over again the Trinitarian community, the Trinitarian people that God has made us to be.
Amen.